Hello, you wonderful specimens. It's Sara, and today I have a pretty amazing book haul for you. In the month of July, I only bought 7 books, which is pretty spectacular for me. Let's start off with the 2 young adult books I got for this month. The first one being Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Learsenes? Question mark? This book I've definitely seen a lot of on Goodreads and BookTube. A lot of people are reading it and just as many people really like it. So I decided to pick it up and give it a chance because I've been trying to test the waters a little more lately in young adult because I generally veer from that section of the bookstore. But I've been embracing it. All I know about this book is that it is about 2 best friends who are pretty much opposites, and they get together despite the odds and become really good friends. And I guess there's like hurdles in the way or something. I don't know, but it sounds really good, and I love friendship books. Who doesn't? Friendship is beautiful. Next I have Forgive Me Leonard, Peacock by Matthew Quick. This, of course, is the author of Silver Linings Playbook, so that's part of why I picked it up, because I think that story is really great. I've also heard a lot of people talking about it, and it sounds really, really interesting. All that's given away on the inside flap is that it's his birthday, and he's planning on killing his best friend and then himself. There's not much else given away as far as plot goes. So it looks really interesting and I am really excited to read it. Next I have Everything I Never Told You by Celeste NG. Let's take the easy way out with that one. This one sounds really interesting as well. On the back, the first line is, Lydia is dead, but they don't know this yet. It's about a girl named Lydia in the 1970s whose body is found, and I believe it follows her family after trying to find her, I guess, or maybe after she is found dead, and just family dynamics and what it means to be a family and what can rip apart a family. So I'm really interested in that as well. Next, I picked up Wolfen White Van by John Darnielle. This one I'm probably the most excited about out of all of the books that I got. First of all, it is a story told backwards. So the events that happen in this book are not going forward in time, but rather going backward. I found this because of Max, I believe, at Well Done Books. He really liked this, so I figured I'd pick it up. It has a really interesting premise. It's about a man who is severely disfigured, and because of this, he comes up with this role-playing game in which people play via mail instead of face-to-face. I guess something goes wrong, and then the book goes through the events that preceded his disfigurement, but in opposite order, so that what happened to him in the beginning actually comes last in this book instead of the beginning. And I thought that was really interesting, so I'm super, super, super excited to read this book. The only nonfiction book I picked up this month was Elon Musk, written by Ashlee Vance. Now, I picked this up in the business section, which is kind of scary for me because I don't think it's too much about business. I think it's more of a biography, but despite the odds that it might be really businessy, I picked it up because Elon Musk is just an amazing man. If you have never heard of him, you probably have. He, at I think like the age 25 or something, fresh out of college, founded PayPal, which we all know is an online currency exchanging website that pretty much every other website that exchanges currency uses. He sold that to eBay for $180 million, I think it was, and he used that to fund a whole other whack of projects, including Tesla Motors, which, if you didn't know, is a very large luxury car company that makes very, very, very environmentally friendly cars. He also, this is kind of why I like him so much, he is pretty much the new frontman for future space exploration. He founded SpaceX, I believe it's called, which is a commercial space exploration company that he is trying to get people into outer space. But listening to interviews with him about SpaceX is really, really interesting because he kind of did it in order to get people more hyped about space exploration, more so than really get people into space. And it is working famously. I mean, he is pretty much the only man that is going to keep space exploration a thing in the near future. So he's a really, really interesting man, and I am very excited to read this book. Even if it is businessy, still pretty excited because he is a very interesting man. His outlook on life is very interesting. Even just like the ways he thought in college. He spent most of his college career thinking about how he could better the world. And I think that's just amazing because most people don't think about that much in college, let alone trying to save the whole world. I will tell you whether or not this is a worthy read or if it's just like super concentrated on the business aspect of his life rather than like the saving the future aspect of his life. But if you do want to know more about him, because he is a very interesting man, there are some very, very good interviews out there on the interweb with him. One in particular, in which he was interviewed by DeGrasse Tyson, was really, really well done. So I'll try and link them down below. I'm not sure if I can, but I will try and find them somewhere. Next on my list, I picked up Benediction by Kent Heroth. This is a story that follows a few different families in the same neighborhood and the trials and tribulations that they are currently facing. One is a family whose father is dying of cancer. So they're all families going through something very, very hard in their lives, and how they, I believe, come together to keep each other strong in the toughest times that they will ever have in their lives. So I always love reading about people and the trials that they go through in their lives, so I'm really excited to read this. The last book I picked up this month I am also super, super excited to read, and it was also a book I found through Max at Well Done Books, and that is A Little Life by Hana Yanagihara. This story follows 4 friends in college, and kind of the lives that they lead after college and during college, I believe. It sounds like a really interesting book about people again, and of course I love that. So I've really heard nothing bad about this book. Really, all that I've heard is that it was really long, like it's a really big book. But I am excited to read this because everyone has said something good about this book. So I am really, really excited to read it. So guys, that's all for today. If you guys bought any super interesting books that you think I should check out this month, leave them down below, and I'm always happy to hear about new books that everyone's reading, because then I can buy more books, and I am happy. It's the circle of life. As always, you guys can find me on Twitter, Goodreads, and Tumblr. I will leave the links down below. Thank you all so much for commenting, liking, and subscribing, if you please, because that's always a nice thing to do. Make sure you tell me about books in the comments or anywhere. Just talk to me about books. I love that. Just love it. Alright guys, I hope you all had a wonderful July, and I hope you continue to.